Hello everyone, I'm TG and welcome back to the House of Sleaze. Today I just wanted to make a quick video going over all the class specific perks that you can unlock on your gear. And the reason I want to do this is because there's nothing worse than making a build and thinking you got it just right, but then finding out, fuck, there is a much better perk that I wasn't even aware of. So let's dive on in and help you make the right choice. So starting out with the Samurai, on his charm, the first thing we're going to see is Rising Tempo. This makes it so successful kills without taking damage increases your damage dealt. And I'm not sure if there's a cap to that, but if not, that's pretty damn awesome. Next, one of my favorites, Blessed Strikes. So dealing melee damage during Spirit Pull or Exploding Blade actually heals you. So whenever you're using Spirit Pull and a more tanky build, this thing can save your life. Next on the charm we have Spirit Pull targets. This is very straightforward. Just gives you one extra target on your Spirit Pull. What's interesting about this is there's no range, it's always one, so you don't have to worry about getting a good roll. Next is a very fun one, Explosive Blade Radius. So obviously this just increases the radius of your exploding blade. If you can somehow roll 100 on this, you are going to be devastating the enemies. Lastly is one that a lot of people actually miss for the Samurai, it's Resolve Gain. So this, unlike the other resolve gains, increases your rate of resolve for everything you do. So damage, taking damage, range damage, whatever. Now, moving on to the Hunter. First thing you're going to see on her longbow is the Sharpshooter. This increases your zoom by 100%. Now, this isn't too bad. This is enough zoom that you can see what you need to see close to you, but it's not overkill like the next one. Eagle Eye increases zoom by 200. That's too much zoom. It's too much damn zoom. Especially if you're playing Nightmare Survival, you're going to find that you can't see the fire watches, and you're going to take hits when you don't mean to. Lastly, we have Versatile. This just makes it so anybody can use the longbow. This isn't too great because your assassins have blow darts, and both the assassin and the Ronin have bomb packs, so the only thing this is really useful for is if you want the Samurai to be using it. Now, when looking at the Hunter charm, we have Hunter Ability Radius. So this just increases the radius of both Staggering Arrow and Explosive Arrow. Pretty straightforward and nothing too special there. Next we get into the fun stuff. The first perk is Foul Arrows. So headshots are now going to apply the Weaken status effect. And that's pretty awesome, but for the most part, if you're playing on lower difficulties, a headshot's going to kill an enemy. And if you're playing on the higher difficulty, it's really not too big of a deal. Next we have Blessed Arrows, which means headshots are going to heal nearby allies. So this is pretty good if you're at a range, but the only downfall is it doesn't really heal yourself unless you're shooting enemies right up close. And finally we have Scavenger. So this increases ammo scavenged from pickups by 100%. That's pretty good if you're not using something like Headshot Refund on a bow, so this way you're never really going to run out of ammo. Now moving on to the Ronin, we got some really damn fun stuff. Starting with his bomb pack, we have Assassin Unlock. So this is very simple, just lets the assassin use the bomb pack. Pretty useful because bombs are actually pretty good when it comes to the assassin. Next we have the beautiful Black Powder Bomb. So this adds black powder to your bomb pack, and black powder bombs do huge damage and knock back enemies. And finally we have Flash Bombs. So this adds flash bombs to your pack, which are quite honestly not as useful as the black powder bombs, because although you get a stun out of it, the black powder bomb kind of stuns already and does damage. Now, looking at the Ronin charm, first is Healing Incense Radius. So this increases the radius of your healing incense. This is very useful for endgame play, especially if you have a high roll close to 100. And then, arguably even more useful, is Healing Incense Duration. So this just makes your healing incense heal for longer. If you can get 40% on this, your allies will just love you whenever you use this in the fray. Next we have Revive Health, and this is something you only want to use if you're not using the Soothing Breath technique, but rather the ability that lights enemies on fire whenever you use your Breath of Izanami. This is going to make it so every time you resurrect someone, you heal them with a little bit more health. So in regards of perks to the Ronin charm, first thing we have is Spirit Bear. So this replaces your Spirit Wolf with a Spirit Bear, and that might not seem like such a big deal, but it's actually kind of cool because the Spirit Bear is really good at dealing with Oni enemies. That bad boy can save your life. Next we have Healing Spirit. So This causes your spirit animal to now have a healing aura, so it's kind of the best of both worlds. Instead of using healing incense, you could run the spirit animal with the healing aura. A little bit more unreliable, but not too bad. Another perk you can get is the weakening burst radius. So that's not too bad, it just increases the radius of your weakening burst ability, and if you can get a high roll on that, it could actually be pretty awesome for taking control of a point in survival. And lastly, we have healing spirit radius. So this increases the radius of healing from your spirit animal if you're using that perk. So there's some kind of pretty cool high level stuff you can do with the Ronin. There's a lot of fun stuff there to play with, and it really opens up for all kinds of different utility builds. But now let's move on to the real dishonorable shit. First, on the Assassin's Blowgun, we have hallucination darts. So this adds hallucination darts. You can only hold 2, but you shoot them off and it causes enemies to fight each other. Next we have the Ronin unlock. Again, straightforward. I don't know why a Ronin would ever use a blowgun, but hey, if you want to, there you go. Next, on your Assassin Charm, pretty straightforward, Toxic Vanish radius. This increases the radius of your Toxic Vanish, but it does not affect Group Vanish. So just keep that in mind if you do choose to roll this. Next we have Vanish Duration, and personally I don't find this one that useful, but if you really like to be in stealth and you find yourself running short, maybe this is the perk for you. And next we have probably the most useless, which is Assassinate from Above damage. So this just increases the damage that you do whenever you assassinate someone from above. But you can just run stealth attack damage and actually get more out of it. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. Next, of course, is stealth. This is very self-explanatory. It just makes it so while you're in stealth, it's harder for the enemies to see you. Now for the Pierre de Resistance, for your perks, you can get Chain Vanish. This causes you to re-enter stealth after you assassinate an enemy, and this stacks with the technique that does the same thing. So you can actually get 3 assassinates out of 1 stealth, which is pretty cool. But never mind that shit, here comes Hysteria. This makes it so every time you assassinate an enemy, all the enemies around that assassination start to hallucinate and fight each other. This thing is invaluable when it comes to nightmare survival, and very helpful in Nightmare Story as well. So that was just a quick look at all the different class perks that you can get. I think I got all of them, but if I missed anything, please be sure to let me know down below. I hope this video helped you a little bit whenever you are deciding what build you want to do, and let you know whether or not you can stop fucking wasting that honor to get something that really you don't even need at the end of the day. So if you guys are loving Ghost of Tsushima as much as me, don't forget to go up there and subscribe, because I have all kinds of ghosty content coming soon. And as always, I'm TG. If you like what you saw, you know what to do. If not, keep it sleazy.